been a long process actually, but pay TV started in Europe in '84 with Canal Plus in France, and success of Canal Plus of course made it possible for other players to launch their pay TV activities like Sky in UK, and pay TV became a big success, and of course then they were able to buy sports, and of course people had to pay to watch sports from that time. Especially young people like the students, they don't pay. And if you're a broadcaster and if you say that the experience of watching a game on my platform is richer, yes, but I think ultimately the fan doesn't care. What the fan wants to see is the live game. Piracy. It means that you can, today, piracy has grown a lot. All these young guys, they know piracy better than you and me, and they know how to watch their favorite teams and soccer games for free on the internet. Young people, they don't want to pay, that's for sure, but they are big fans. The older people, they are, let's say my generation, they are used to pay. But of course, the business of the pay television, the danger is that it will decline slowly, following, you know, the age of its customers. And then when it will come to persuade the young people to pay, it's a big challenge. Definitely, you know, the best football league in the world is the Premier League. But I wouldn't personally invest in the Premier League because it's too expensive. Today, if we talk about the pictures and how the games are filmed, the leagues are taking control on that. It means that before you had the situation that the league were selling their rights and telling the broadcaster who won the rights, you take charge of the production, of making the images. That's no longer the case. Today, the leagues, they want to produce the images themselves, so they can have a full control on what is shown to the public. If you are a broadcaster and if you broadcast one product of UEFA, being the Champions League, the Europa League, or the Euro, or the qualifiers, you will sign more than 50-page contract in which you will have very precise obligation on what you can show and what you cannot show. Football clubs are never happy. They always want more money. So the revenue splits can vary from a league to another. Let's say that usually there is a big part of the TV revenues that are shared equally between the clubs, and then another part will be shared taking the ranking into consideration, or other factors that actually are good for the biggest clubs, because the biggest clubs, they always want more money, and that's how it works today. Definitely, because if you invest in a soccer club and you know that due to a media deal or a deal with a pay TV, you will get guaranteed X revenues for the 3 years to come. Of course, it can help an investor to decide to do it. think till recently, the consumer had no choice, had no power, and yes, he could just decide to subscribe or not. Today, with piracy, the consumer can choose to stream and to watch soccer games for free, but it's illegal. But it's a choice. A lot of young people do it. We see a lot of this kind of ideas in the press, saying that the Facebook, the Amazon and the Apples are going to spend billions on sports media rights. Today we have to. Today it's not true. These companies are cautious. They invest in sports rights, but not a lot of money. They are cautious because they buy rights. Let's put it this way: they don't compete for the top premium rights. They won't compete against Sky in UK for Premier League rights. They won't compete in Spain for La Liga rights against Telefonica. What they're doing is, that they are very clever. Amazon has been buying some Premier League rights in UK, but it's for them it's a minor investment, and of course it's not the most attractive rights. They seem to be wanting to test the market. Facebook has been buying some rights in India and in Latin America, but again, it's not premium rights, it's not exclusive, so they don't pay a lot. Also, it seems that they want to test the market before maybe one day making bigger investments. Maybe. Netflix has been one of the GAFA that they made official statements saying we are not interested in sport, we won't do any sport. On the other hand, there could be a Netflix of sports. There is one company called DAZN that is, that calls himself the Netflix of sport, even if from my point of view, it has nothing or little to do with Netflix. But of course, the Netflix of sport would be a very good answer to piracy, because we saw with the movies and the series that young people are ready to pay for Netflix. So a Netflix of sports at a decent price definitely could bring young viewers to pay. We have had a continuous and spectacular growth from the 80s in this market, astonishing growth. Will it stop? When will it stop? Will it continue growing? Will it even continue growing faster? A lot of people think that what we see today is that the fuel of the growth comes from the competition between agencies. And it looks like a bubble. And this bubble could explode. We could go back to a certain reality. And reality is exactly what the user is ready to pay.